All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the season finale of MovieByte podcast. I am your host, Ruben, and with me I got my brother in arms, The Russian. How you doing today, bro?
I am excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our season finale. I believe this is our 20th podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Besides the two, Identity and Mortal Kombat, I don't think came out on YouTube, but I believe if I count correctly, this is number 20. Well, we have a little bit of crazy movie which we watched just recently. It came out on Friday. It's directed by Taylor Sheridan, who is one of my favorite writers.
There we go. That's Taylor Sheridan right there.
Yep. He did Hell or High Water, and as you guys can see right there, there's my birthday present from Ruben. Yes, that's one of my favorite movies, and I mean, I guess it's not a big secret that I have a weird taste, especially when it comes down to like movies Gravity and Hell or High Water. So
I mean, would you consider Hell or High Water a weird movie? Like, actually, a really good movie.
I mean, I think it did not get enough praise or enough following. I just think it's just kind of missed a lot of people, and his more known stuff like Sicario and Wind River is more more appreciated, more viewed. Those are the movies that if you talk about those movies, that's when people would recognize them more than Hell or High Water.
No, I agree, and I think Hell or High Water got a lot better recognition when Jeff. I think it was Jeff Bridges got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and I think it was nominated for Best Writing, and I think it got a nomination for Best Movie that year too. But it was a difficult year, and it was a long shot for Hell or High Water to win. Another great movie that Taylor Sheridan has written and he also directed was Wind River, with Jamie Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Also, another movie that he involves wilderness in the majority of his movies. Man against nature, right? And the difficulties that man can face with nature and with all the problems around it. And this is where, again, we're going to talk about Those Who Wish Me Dead, which is a movie that premiered on HBO Max and in theaters this past Friday, May 14th. Starring Angelina Jolie, with Jon I always forget his last name.
Jon Bernthal.
Bernthal.
The Punisher.
Yeah.
Let's just
the
call
Punisher, right? Frank Castle, the Punisher. And then supporting, there we go, Jon Bernthal. Supporting characters, Aidan Gillen, Nicholas Holt as well. Nicholas Holt from Your Boy Skins, the UK version, right? And for those who don't seen Skins, Mad Max, X-Men, First Class, he played Beast. So let's start. What is this movie about? Tell the audience what is this movie about.
Just so we clear, guys and girls, spoilers ahead. We're gonna be talking heavy spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie and you want to watch it, just come back to this podcast later on. When you do that, if you're staying, we're gonna pretty much just break it down how it went. So this movie is based on a book. The book, which came out in 2010, I believe.
2014, I believe.
2013,
14, yeah, around 14. There.
Okay, so it's an hour and a half long.
Oh, we go. Hey, JoJo. Yeah, Tyler Perry was the bad guy in this movie, and he only was like a scene in this movie. He was more like a cameo, so I don't know what his purpose is, and we'll definitely bring that up in a moment.
Right. So we have a father and son on a run. They are running for their life because they think that they've been chased by somebody who's gonna, do bad things to them. The movie starts with these two assassins who are played by the Aidan Gillen, who is fantastic in here. That's one thing I'm gonna give him props for. He really distinguishes himself from Littlefinger to this assassin. Both are assholes, but
yeah. You know what's funny? Aidan Gillen. He's typecasted. He always plays bad guys, but he knows how to play them differently. If you notice, right. Every movie that he's been with, yeah.
yeah. So here he and his well, they call each other brothers, but I don't know if it's like they related or they're not. But him and Nicholas Holt, my guy from Skins, they are on a mission to eliminate people who are. It's never discussed in the movie, but it's I guess the story behind it is that the father discovered some kind of information which gonna hurt certain individuals.
That's right, Jojo. Yeah, Aidan Glenn was one of the best part of 12 rounds with John Cena.
Never seen that.
He plays the bad guy in that movie. John Cena's, you know who John Cena is, obviously,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, I didn't play the bad guy in that movie, and JoJo's right. He's the best thing in that movie.
Well, he's the best thing of this movie too. I'll give you that. So these assassins trying to catch out the whistleblower who gave the information to the DA, who gets blown up, which is another thing which I liked about this movie was that the explosion was fantastic. Like I really enjoyed that house being blown up, and it's like not your typical Michael Bay blow up. It's just like it's more less fire, but more like explosion. I don't know. I liked it. I felt like that was a cool thing. Anyway, so we following the father and the son, but they get they get entrapped, and the assassins they get to them. But the boy survives. He has the piece of information, which I guess will have all the stuff that needed to be released for these bad guys, whoever bad guys are. We don't know them. They've never been discussed or told. We really don't know who they are or what they've done. But if this piece of information gets to the public, it's gonna blow up, I guess. So now the little boy has a possession of this paper, and we get to our Angelina Jolie character. And the character, it's probably the most in-depth character in here. We get a story. We get a little bit of the story behind her, like she's on this path of self-destruction because once upon a time, and she's playing a firefighter, and Angelina Jolie is playing the firefighter named Hannah, and Hannah once upon a time did not read the wind correctly, so some of the kids died on her eyes, and she did not save them. So now she's like drinking, doing stupid things, but at the same time, we find out that she is undistractable. She falls down like a 60-foot ladder and survives. She gets struck by lightning and survives. She has a fight with one of the assassins at the end, and yeah, she uses the axe and kind of beats him up.
Thanks, Blade561. Big fan.
Yep. Hey, Blaine. This is the person from my guild. I'm talking them about movies, and I'm telling you about the Burning Crusade and the World of Warcraft. So, yeah, this is like a little bit different from us. We usually don't have uh, a live chat, and so we kind of like this is new to us. I hope the people who watch it as a podcast, not gonna get mad at us for kind of
That's my lovely wife right there. Hey,
doing it
hon.
doing it a little bit differently. Yeah, I think this is like a little bit more relaxed setup because
Yeah.
we can interact with them. So back to the movie. These these two assassins, they try to catch the boy. His name is Connor, and Angelina Jolie character helps him to get through this. And this is pretty much that's what the movie is about. Um, Now going into a little bit more intricate details, like what is your take before I start saying, the angry stuff, before
All
the
right.
angry Russian comes out?
Before the Angry Russian comes out. So my take on this movie was obviously I saw it on Sunday. I in my head I was expecting something really like entertaining, something that Sicario level, Hell or High Water level. And more because you kind of like hyped it up a little bit for
I
me.
did. Well,
You did.
let me hijack this for a second, right? So this is how I saw it, right? I watched the 8 episodes of season 2, Love, Death, and Robots. Spoilers ahead, guys.
It's
That
horrible.
it's trash. Like it was so bad. not only it was so bad, is that I think that Tim Miller just spits in our faces, because on my end, right, and everybody watching it, they're probably differently. I think like the order of episodes is different based on your Netflix account. But
Yeah, Lewis, this guy, you give him a movie and he's gonna, yeah, and he's not even drinking yet. So imagine that.
yeah. So okay, back to the season 2. At
Yeah.
the end of season 2, and spoilers, if you're gonna watch it, do it at your own risk. You have this big giant. Well, I'm gonna name it what it is. There's a big giant cock in this jar in a circus, and that's the last image that I saw of my beloved season. Well, Love, Death and Robots to me was like probably the best thing that happened to the animes, or like the cartoons, or whatever you want to call them. It was mind blowing. I loved it. I praised it. I pitched it to everybody. I told them to watch it. So now I have this season 2, which is probably worst season that any TV show could have had. I think it's pretty bad. It's as bad as last season of Game of Thrones. Like that was. Well, at least there was only 8 episodes, so they were like pretty short. And after I watched the season 2, I turned on and I watched Those Who Wish Me Dead. So I guess like I was at such a low stage that that movie kind of like gave me some kind of hope, and it was Ed Sheeran. You see, I'm already saying wrong names.
So you hyped it up. That's okay. Let's continue
All right,
with it. So you hyped it up, and this reminded me when you hyped up Bad Times at El Royale for me.
Yeah, I'm never hyping anything up for
Okay.
you, ever.
And that was disappointing. So I'm watching this movie, and probably within an hour of watching it, I turn to my wife and I say, "This movie is bad. This is trash." And my wife agrees. And the reason why is because I think I turned around right when the third act of this movie is starting. Though, like, the fire is catching up.
Yeah.
The 2 assassins are pretty much almost on them. They're pretty much trapped in this forest with this wildfire happening. No, I mean, not wildfire. It was provoked. The 2 assassins set the forest on fire. And this is my problem with this movie at first. The story, the first 2 acts of this movie, it's good. Okay, I got nothing bad to say about the first 2 acts of this movie. My problem with this movie is the third act doesn't go anywhere. It's rushed, in my opinion.
Yep.
And it leads you to anywhere, right? And then I remember I texted you, and I was angry. I was texting you angry, right? And I was cursing at you and everything, and you just cursing back at me. So I kind of felt bad.
Defending my opinion.
Yeah. So I kind of felt like a little bit bad. So I was just like, you know what? I think I owe it to watch this movie a second time to see if I was just not in the right mind.
Right.
So I did. I watched the movie a second time, and I did see things that were like, okay, I see why they did this and that, but it's still bad. It's still bad in my opinion compared to what Taylor Sheridan has done. He wrote Sicario. Like, that movie is amazing.
Yep.
He wrote Hell or High Water, and he wrote Wind River, which I still feel it's one of the best independent films that flew under the radar out there. And for him to do this movie, it was just different, right? I always felt different in a way. And this is what and we talked about this, and this is what I saw that was different. I saw what he was trying to do, but it just doesn't work. So Taylor Sheridan is known for writing neo-Western thrillers. That's his style. He's one of the few writers out there that's trying to bring back the Western genre in a modernized setting. We saw it in Sicario, we saw it in Hell or High Water, even in Wind River. Most of these movies have a theme of a redemption of some sort, right? How do you take a theme of redemption that's so popular in Western genres into a modern setting? You got to adapt it. In Sicario, you bring the cartels, and the hitman, because that's what Sicario means in Spanish, is a hitman. In Hell or High Water, you have 2 brothers that are being almost evicted from the farm. What do? They rob the bank that is evicting them, and they pay the debt with the money they're robbing, right? So they're like, fuck you, the system, right? There's a fuck you to the system. And then Wind River, you have man versus nature trying to solve a murder.
And men versus men, pretty much.
And man versus man, right? And I think he tries to blend all these elements from those three movies into this one, which, by the way, like we mentioned earlier, this is not an original adaptation. This is based on the book. So, Taylor Sheridan, have you ever come across this podcast? Stick to your original writing. Do not adapt any more fucking books out there. You're not good at it. Period. Fucking Franco, best movie of the year.
So far, I guess.
I guess.
Like,
so,
I mean,
so this is what I got for when I watched it for a second time. I felt I was watching a B movie, and when I see a B movie, for those who don't understand what a B movie is a movie that doesn't have well-known actors, a very simple plot. It's flooded with action to draw the attention out of the story, and if it does have a main star, they don't have no relevance in this story, all right? And we see movies like that with like Bruce Willis, Steven Seagal, Nick Cage
is
right? And this is what I got from Those Who Wish Me Dead. Angelina Jolie doesn't have any relevance in this movie. She's like you told me via text message when we were talking, she's like a third, fourth actor in this movie.
Yep.
Right? It's a story of redemption from her side because she has a traumatic past, and how she's going to redeem herself is protecting this kid that's running from these two assassins. Right? But the story has been played out before. Watching the fire burn was more entertaining. That's right. Probably, yeah. So this story has been played out before in 90s movies. You know, if you see Cliffhanger, it has a similar story. If you see Die Hard, it has a similar story. Yep. Like Speed it pits a star against a natural environment and bad guys following them, right?
And bad guys are sort of kind of either in charge or chasing them, or like
exactly.
It's the same story that we've saw many times. Unfortunately for this movie, it does not get you engaged. Like, you don't really care. Like, the only person, like, I didn't care about anybody. Like, I did not care about Jolie.
That's Jolie and Jon Bernthal there playing.
Jon Bernthal had few scenes where he was good, but like it just did not go anywhere.
Shit, we got spam bots already on our Twitch.
If we got spam bots, like, wow, like we made it. We
made it.
Yeah, if we want to buy followers and viewers, right there.
Yeah,
the website.
Yeah, just click on that link. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna get Watchmen.
So anyway, before I let you go off the rails, right?
I mean, I don't think I'm going to. Like, it's just
no. We got to. This is the season finale. The audience is waiting for you to go off the rails, and you told me you had stuff to talk about.
I mean, I got every bone to pick with this fucking garbage.
Okay, so before I let you, there's a couple of things I did enjoy about this movie. You know, after watching it a second time, I liked how Medina Senghore, right? She plays Allison in this movie. She runs a survivalist camp. There she is, holding a hunter rifle. She owns a survivalist camp with her husband, who is played by Jon Bernthal, who plays the sheriff, right? And she's pregnant in this movie. And what I did enjoy from this is the little twist they gave her. She's like they pretty much like Taylor Sheridan gave her purpose in this movie. She's not the damsel in distress.
I mean, she kind of is the only one who does any kind of damage, because besides the Jolie taking care of the last assassin, like, she runs the show. She gives them like the really nice welcoming when they come out at her house. That's probably like one of the best shootouts that this movie has. I mean, it's very brief, but it's really good. And then at the end, obviously, like, she takes down one of the assassins. I believe his name is Jack, if I'm not mistaken. Aidan Gillen.
Yeah, played by Aidan.
Jack and Patrick. Like,
yeah, Jack and Patrick.
That's two.
Bad version of Extraction. Extraction was a way better movie.
Well, Extraction was phenomenal. Though.
Yeah, it was. But I did like when she turns the can to the. I like that line. I think that's probably my favorite moment in the movie, when she turns the spray can into the fire.
You're holding it the wrong way.
And he's like, "You're holding it the wrong way." She's like, "No, I'm not." And then she just sprays it and lifts the fire and burns half of his face. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, so
we're running out of cool things to say about this movie.
it doesn't have that much. It doesn't really have that much, you know.
So like, and like to the people who like, well, we don't know what happened, as I told you, like to me, I don't really need to know what happened, like as long as the story follows through, right? Which it kind of does in a sense, but if I had to guess what was known, this guy is so he's some kind of expert,
Forensic accountant.
forensic accountant, right?
Yeah.
So he had to look at some of the, I guess,
Played by Jake Weber.
which
You know,
he did a good job.
he
Right?
was very good in this movie. He
He did
was.
a good job. So the forensic accountant finds out some stuff which he passes on to the DEA. And to me, like the easiest way to explain it to anybody is just look at the Panama Papers. Okay, you had a John Doe who contacted the media instead of the DA. He contacted the media and he told, "Hey, listen, there's so much fraud going on, and it it just everybody from presidents to governors to prime ministers to the business companies. This is what's happening. This is the tax evasion schemes which been going on for years, and I have all the proof." So that was the true story behind Panama Papers. So if we take that story into consideration here, like that's pretty much this is what was written on that piece of paper, which Connor got from his dad, and this is what bad guys trying to hide. So if to those who want to like know what exactly happened, this is the best case scenario I can provide to you, like to understand why would somebody want to kill a kid and his father and a DEA. Like there's a lot of powerful people who got burned, after the Panama Papers came out. So this would be probably my explanation to the people who want to know why were they running and why were people chasing them. So
And now I'll add on something to that once you're done with.
you're good. Good.
So like, I know you're saying that to the people who they didn't know what was happening, and this is another thing I have with this movie. Like, as a movie viewer, sometimes I just want everything to be handed to me because I don't want to think. I just want to be entertained.
Sure.
And I had that problem with this movie because they tell you all this info. I'm a forensic accountant, and this is where my bone to pick is with fucking Tyler Perry. He has one scene in this movie, and it's more like a cameo, right?
Yeah.
But apparently he's the important figure. He plays like either the handler or the guy that's hired the two assassins to get the forensic accountant killed.
Right.
And he has a couple of lines in the movie, and that's it, right? Obviously, I don't know what the studio's thinking. Maybe they're planning for maybe a sequel for this bullshit,
God, no.
but
God no.
like why? Like that could have been done over the phone. Like you could have hired yourself an extra or a voice actor and just play that scene over the phone. But no, you have to get Tyler Perry.
I
right?
think he was like a producer, and he gets no credit.
He's like a cameo, yeah. And that's my bone to pick. Like, why Tyler Perry? Like, are you trying to promote something within this movie? Are you trying to attract a different audience? Because I mean, Tyler Perry has an audience. He's one of the most successful black producers out there. He's made a lot of money with all his movies. He's very popular for his Medea movies. He wasn't Gone Girl. He played the lawyer, but again, other than the Medea movies and that movie, like other than that, what? Why are you trying to bring him along? So I don't know if this was more of a studio decision or Tyler Sheridan himself, but there was no purpose of having Tyler Perry there.
Well,
Not at all.
There's no purpose to have a lot of things, and we're gonna get to that too.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the bone I wanted to pick. Like this story was going somewhere within the soul's first two acts, and then the assassins get to the forensic accountant, again played by Jake Weber, and the kid survives. Who the kid was played amazing. The character of the kid was played by Finn Little. He is. Like he was great.
I mistaken him for the kid from the Ford versus Ferrari. I thought it's the same kid.
Yeah, that kid, the Ford versus Ferrari kid, he starred in Honey Boy also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the same guy, and then I was like,
yeah, they do look familiar. But Finn Little played the kid in this movie, and
good. It's
a scene stealer. He had he stole every scene he was in. He stole it. But yeah, so before I let you One thing that my wife brought up, and I told her like I'm pretty sure that was just like some stupid moment in the movie, like the kid and the horse and the grasshopper.
I was gonna get to that. Like
Yeah, like
make stuff up.
what's your take on that scene? Because we were all expecting that scene to mean something, and then the movie ended, and we're like, well, what's the point of the kid
I
finding
have
the hearse and the
I I don't know.
I don't know. Are you
I
taming the
so
wild or?
so I felt like it's gonna have some kind of contact, especially when you got the Allison riding the horse, which I'm not sure like if it's good for the pregnant woman to ride a horse. I mean, I'm not gynecologist or
Well,
anything.
they did stipulate in the movie that she's 6 months pregnant, so she's probably good.
Okay, good. So she
Yeah.
rides the horse, right? And then that horse disappears. Like all of these horses, like I mean, yeah, we're trying to do like the modern Western style, but like, where did the horse go? Like, first of all, and then second of all, I felt like maybe that the Connor gonna find the horse and then like ride the horse out of the fire, since he was given like
I was
this
thinking the exact same thing.
this
Yeah.
like the whisper of the nature um type of deal in the beginning, and then yeah, there's no relevance to any of that. And like for the movie, which runs an hour and a half, your first 30 minutes, like you don't have any, like nothing's happening. Like the setup takes so long, and when it gets going it ends. Like there's
I agree. Like the
like
first 30 minutes, they're introducing you to this character of Angelina
right,
Jolie. Like she's a smoke jumper, right? And they're showing you that
she's shown with a crew which does not have any relevance till the end.
and she likes pain, she likes self harm, obviously because she's in a destructive mode because what happened to her. And you're like, okay, they're building that character, and then all of a sudden they forget about her and they focus on the two assassins,
Yeah,
and then they go
which
back to the sheriff, and then the kid,
yeah,
and,
and
and
then
then the third act, and again the third act's like nothing. It's like, oh yeah, everybody, no, the two
yeah,
guys are dead.
nobody gets discovered. Nobody gets like opened up except the Jolie character, and it's like I would love to see the story about these two assassins, becoming who they are. Right? That would have been a cool movie to see how the hell did they come up to be this way, this cruel and
Also, for two tactical assassins, they made some pretty stupid
bro,
decisions in that movie. I
bro.
felt like I was watching the fucking Wet Bandits from the Home Alone movies.
Oh god, yeah, yes. At the end, that's what they turned them to be, and
Like,
it's like
really?
you said that like obviously you can't let assassins win, right? But you can't start them on such a high note, such a professional, like change your shirt, you have a blood on you, to like I hate this fucking place. Like no, like we all hate this fucking movie. But yeah, I
And the fact
really
that they say in the movie that the mission required another
two
team,
teams, yeah.
two teams. Like you can't get rid of a forensic accountant and a kid with two you and another man of you.
Right, like
Like
you
you're
just blow up the house. Like you guys
yeah
are
you're trained
badass.
assassins. Like you can't take care of it.
And then like well another thing in the line in the movie is like yeah they trying to save money on everything on anything, so like I guess that brings back my
So
story
they
of
just hire
like
like 1-800. I'll kill for hire.
yeah
Yeah.
it's I mean it's there's so much dumb shit in this movie. I mean I really wanted to like it, and on the first go I kind of did, but again that was just kind of I think the bounce back is on my encounter with the season 2 of A Love, Death and Robots. But I mean I'm not gonna go like off on this shit because we need to I want to forget about this ever happening, and just kind of give him maybe a shot. But like we talked about, it's like this is his graduation movie, but like that's it. Like Sheridan, Mr. Taylor Sheridan, you're not gonna get another shot from us. And please do not make the same mistake that another famous director did, Nicholas Winding Refn, who went from Drive to Only God Forgives
Piece of
to,
shit movie.
I mean, yes, it's in the same vein as this. Then Neon Demon, which is what the fuck was that? To his Too Young to Die Old, or Too Old to Die Young, whatever the fuck that
Yeah.
TV show is, where like he had a cop dating an underage girl, like in 20 fucking 19. That's like bro, like Me Too movement is happening outside of your door, and this is what you're writing. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like
yeah.
it's a career suicide. Like, I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna hear from him again. So this can happen to Taylor if he makes another choice like this, because people, I mean, they hate it, and like I don't know, I may have to take that poster down, like because fuck it,
I mean, this is his first big studio directed movie because Wind River wasn't a big studio
Netflix
movie.
was Netflix original, wasn't it?
Was that
Was it Netflix original? The Wind
Wind
River?
River? No, it was distributed by a like a independent like producer.
Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
this one had a lot of money. He says himself he built in somewhere in Arizona, I believe. They built
Mhm.
actual forest which they set on fire. So money was there, the talent was there. It just not following through. That's the stuff what kills me. It's like, why bother?
So
Why you
this
just
this is the thing. So what I read that when this movie was in like in pre-production stage, I think he was attached to just write the adaptation of the book, but he loved the content of the book so much that he wanted to convince the studio to give him the director share. So his bargaining chip was that he told the studio head, if I can get Angelina Jolie to play a character in this movie, I want you guys to give me the director's share. And the studio was like, sure, yeah, we'll give you a director's share if you can get her, because they never thought he could land her. And like Angelina Jolie is a very sought out actress, and she's very demanding, and she's very picky now with her movies. She doesn't do everything that she's handed
right.
to.
And she wanted
Uh,
to direct herself for the longest time. I mean,
yeah, she had a lot of projects, that she's been directed, and then we'll see her in November in Marvel Studios Eternal. She plays a character in that. But recently, after that, it was the Maleficent movies. That's one of her most prominent roles recently. So the studio thought that he couldn't land her. They were like, "Yeah, sure, yeah, we'll give you a director share if you can land her." And then next thing you know, he's like, "Yeah, well, we got Jolie. So when can I start?" So like he wasn't even the studio's first choice for directing this movie, and I think him writing and he tried to, like we mentioned ahead, like he tried to adapt and incorporate his neo-western style into this book, and it just doesn't play well at all
yeah,
with this movie. Like it doesn't.
yeah. So I guess let's just go and jump in and to fucking take this piece of shit apart. Um, so first thing I like. All right, it's just time to get angry. It's fucking Hulk is coming out.
The
Uh,
audience is waiting.
Yeah, right. So the first thing that I didn't like it was like like from the beginning, those black scenes where the screen cuts off for a few seconds. It's like, what is happening here? Like that's kind of gave me like the migraine, and then we see that's actual a dream. So I was like, okay, I'll give you that. Moving forward, and then the next thing, I mean, the humor was okay, but like for the R-rated movie, they could have done something better. Like she said jokes, and you doing a threesome is like a winning lottery ticket is the same as a winning lottery ticket. Some kind of bullshit like that. I was like,
Yeah, I remember that.
and then like what first got me like on a second go, on the first go, I think I kind of missed that part, but like it really did not get like a good reactions for me is when they bullying the guy in the bar who's vaping, like for I don't know for his looks or what he represents. It's like he's not the real man or something to these guys. Like fuck you.
Yeah,
Like why would you do that? It's 2021. Like leave anybody can be anybody whoever they want to be.
it's
Uh,
probably a reflection of the writer himself.
if it is like, bro,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get far. Like this was your shot, and you kind of blew it. Let's be honest. Another thing, like it's as we mentioned, like 30 minutes for the setup, and you only get find out like Angelina Jolie character. You have that horse scene which we talked about, which like kind of does not lead you anywhere. The assassins, I like the assassins. I like their chemistry. I like them being so tactical, like getting the license plate numbers and then putting them in the database and then figuring out who's driving it. Like that was clever. I guess, like, but they just, like, as you said, they kind of like die off of the screen, and the lines that they are given to them are just bad. Like, they are, like, at some point you want to like them, and at some point you don't. It's like my favorite line in the whole movie was when Allison asked if my husband is okay, if he's alive,
Yeah.
and Jack is like, Aidan Gillen, character is like, I don't know, like, fucking what? I mean, that just cracked me up. Like, it's like, he doesn't know. He truly doesn't know. He just, they
Yeah.
shut up, like, and then it follows up with between, I really hate this place, and Allison tells him, this place hates you back, and shoots him. Well, he tries to reach for the gun, and it's like, bro, like, why would you go at her with, like, shooting and then reloading in the open space? Like, you're supposed to be a professional assassin, like, and
And
here's
you're
the
wasting bullets. Yeah.
you're wasting bullets. Here's the lady, and like, she needs to reload too, and it's like, it's not a shotgun, it's like a rifle. So
It's a hunting rifle. Like, if he's a tactical assassin, he should know how many times she can put a bullet in that chamber.
and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not big with guns, but I'm sure he could have figured
Me
it out.
neither, but I'm assuming. Yeah.
Like, yeah, and it's like, just so bad. Like, where does this come from? Like, you were such a good guys, and then here, and then, like, when did he get the time to hate this place? Like, he's been there for 24 hours. Like, I hate this place. Like, bro, like, you're professional. Like, you guys don't like,
He wasn't even supposed to be there today.
right. Like, and it's just like, and another scene with a Jon Bernthal, like, when he becomes like I swear, like, I felt like he gonna rip out the shirt and is gonna be like the Punisher when he tells him, like, I'm not going anywhere with you guys. I know
Yeah.
how it ends, and like, he gets in the fight and loses, like, a fight. Like, Jack is. I mean, I understand he's good with guns, but, like,
That's the other thing about these fucking assassins.
John is like twice his size. Like,
Yeah, like, if you're a fucking professional assassin and you're tactical, like, I'm assuming you're a tactical because you're using tactical weapons to kill a forensic accountant. Why do you need the fucking sheriff of the forest to help you track a boy? Aren't you supposed to be an expert in tracking?
like, that part did not make any sense. Why
Right.
even keep him? You shoot him in the head and you move on. Like,
Yeah. Like, why do you need help from the sheriff's force? Like,
Yeah,
you're an
like,
expert. You should know how to track someone.
how did they know that he will be useful? Like, to track
Exactly.
that part does not make any sense. I mean, they're running survival school, so maybe, I guess, but no, like, and you
I'm
let
telling you,
the
they're fucking wet bandits of assassins. You know.
bro, they were fucking, yeah, stormtrooper life. Yeah, yeah, they were just bad. Like, they did not hit anything, and it's just ridiculous. Like, and to me, the one thing I liked about their chemistry and I liked the story is because it brings me back to another one of my favorite movies, which is The Way of the Gun. In The Way of the Gun, now, if you want to talk about fantastic story, you go watch that movie. Now, that movie has fucking brilliant story, brilliant writing, great performance by Ryan Phillippe and Benicio del Toro, and those guys are professional tacticians. They go
I saw
out,
that movie because you recommended it to me, and it's actually really good. So,
bro, and to me, like, these guys are pretty much the ripoff of them. Like, the way that they act in that movie, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they would have evolved and become these two assassins if we would lived in the same if those two movies existed in the same universe. But in Way of the Gun, they both die, so they couldn't really do the things they did. But, like, no, like, you don't make those stupid mistakes, and you don't die, like, from the. And yeah, like, you have a gun, and Angelina Jolie, who fell fucking 60 feet, got struck by lightning.
struck by lightning. Yeah.
Now she's like, she's limping there, and she couldn't run, and she tells Connor to, like, run 100 yards and go to the creek and swim away. Now she has all the courage and all the skill set and all the toughness of Bruce Willis from Die Hard. Like, she gets punched in the face, like, multiple times. Like, I mean, I don't know, like, I wouldn't fucking survive that shit. But she's like 90-pound woman who is a firefighter. So you're not, like, really a fighter. You fight,
Exactly. And,
fight
like,
fire, and this is the professional guy with the gun.
also, I'm pretty sure her long hair is not regulation.
What do you mean? Oh,
Angelina Jolie's
as
long
a, as a
hair.
fi- as a firefighter, you can
Yeah,
have long hair.
I
Okay.
think that's. I mean, I don't
Well,
know. I'm
another
assuming.
thing, like I don't know how this is supposed to work, but when they do their stupid run and run and stop and
Hmm.
avoid lightning in an open field, I don't know how that works. Like, why would you like? Why would you run? Why would you hide? Why would you duck
I forgot
instead
what
of
it means, but there's
the
actually like
something
a
science
scientific
behind it? And
yeah.
okay, there's a science behind that, but
Hmm.
when she gets struck by the lightning, they decide to have the fucking open field conversation of like how sad Connor is. Like, wouldn't you just get across? Like, you guys were just doing all of this to get across the
Yeah,
field,
yeah,
and then
that
in the middle
yeah.
of the field, you have a like heart to heart moment. What the fuck, man? Like,
Also,
get
like,
realistic.
why smoke jumpers? Like, why they don't have no relevance in this movie other than the forest is on fucking fire, but they don't come into the end of the movie.
No, like it's. I mean, like her, like parachuting out of the car. I felt like that's maybe gonna have some kind of meaning. Maybe she'll have to like jump. I don't know from something, but they never bring that back again.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. Maybe because smoke jumpers may have survival skills, but she doesn't really do anything to survive other than to just run from the bad guys and run from the
Yeah,
fire.
and she was like ready to give up. Like she was like, I'm leaving you behind, or
Yeah,
I'm staying behind. And then somehow magically they kind of outrun the fire, which is, I mean, fire was cool. Like I mean, but the movie itself, yeah,
there's a lot of wrong things in this movie.
it's just
I feel like this movie should not have been released probably in May. It might have been one of those movies that flies under the radar. Maybe it would have been like so bad if you released it like October or September when it's like those
yeah.
dead
But
months.
this is a weird year too. Like usually by April we got all your blockbusters like booming, and
Yeah,
this movie would have been so on the radar. Released in May or whatever, you would have like five movies released on this weekend, and we probably would never watch it. And I mean, I would, because Taylor Sheridan is one of my
I mean, I
favorite
would have
actors.
ended up watching it as,
Right,
and like you said, even
but
if COVID didn't exist, I probably would have ended up in theaters watching it because, like you said, it's
yeah,
Taylor Sheridan.
I mean, I would have probably went with you too to
Yeah,
watch this, and we would have
um,
been spitting in the parking lot after. Yeah, I mean, I did really wanted to like it, and I think I did like it originally just because of the something new, something fresh. And again, I already explained like my state of mind that watching so much garbage, something at least having a decent storyline, which I thought at the time that I was decent, but now, I mean, it just does not do it for me. Like the one thing I did like is some of those cheesy lines, like this place hates you back, and at the end when Connor asks her like, "Where am I going?" and she's like, "I don't know." Like
yeah.
we figure it out together. Like it had some kind of potential, but it did not fucking deliver, and that's what's wrong with this movie. And a lot of people like hating it. They hating it for a reason. Like I can't defend every single bad decision that the director makes, and I tried, like I really tried, and at the end, you're just fighting the fight with yourself. It's like, who are you lying to? Like you lying to yourself to be happy and pretend that this movie was good. I'm sorry, but fuck no, it just wasn't good.
It's not. It's not.
Um,
Um, Watching it a second time, I saw the little gems. Obviously the title, "Those Who Wish Me Dead," it has nothing to do with Angelina Jolie. It has to do with the kid, again played by Finn Little. Because again, this is his story. He's the one that's trying to survive because he needs to deliver an important letter to the news media, right? He's the kind of like a whistleblower scenario, right?
right,
So the title is about him. Like, who wishes him dead is everybody that's on that list.
right, and
Okay,
why they on that list, we never know.
exactly. Maybe and we'll probably never know because I hope to God that this movie never gets a sequel. And if it doesn't get a sequel, I hope Taylor Sheridan's not involved because that will be that will probably be the end of him.
I mean, I honestly believe like I mean, he maybe have a few more shots, but like his next movie, it's better nail it. Like you cannot bounce back I think in Hollywood, like with two bad movies, like we've
I
seen it.
think you get like a one movie bad card, like you get one,
Right,
okay, and after that card, you're
and
done.
yeah, and he's not a box office success. Like
Yeah. So
his
after three movies, you sir, you have redeemed your bad movie card. So be careful.
Yeah, this is it. Like I'm just hoping and praying that he's gonna write his own stuff from now on. And yeah, oof,
Oof,
yeah,
no sequel. I agree, man. I hope
yeah,
so.
bro.
Not.
Like
I hope that there's no sequel to this movie. And if there is, I hope that Sheridan's name, for his sake, his name is not attached to
I mean, if
it.
they make a prequel about assassins, like them on a different mission, but let them win. Like like it's so hard to cheer for the bad guy. Like nowadays, I mean, like Thanos was the greatest example. Like, but they build him up like Thanos was the best bad guy you can possibly have, but he was built up from and we
Oh yeah,
luckily
yeah.
we did not talked about the Marvel movies, and we probably not well, maybe in the season 2 we'll attach to
Maybe
that.
we'll dig in and
but
maybe.
but that's the thing. Like Marvel, they figured it out. They making it like spot on. Uh, Now everybody else trying to catch up to them. But like, if you're gonna have a bad guy, like let them. I mean, I don't let them win. I guess it's not gonna work out. But in this case scenario, like if they are such tactical professionals, they would have defeated like they would have assassinated all of the people who were involved in this movie, and they would have walked away. Like if it would have been a real world. I mean, I just believe that, But no, here it complete opposite way. They turn out to be like these fucking, yeah, comic characters who just kind of end up dying for well, their reason was there to kind of like eliminate the threat, but they got eliminated themselves.
Exactly.
It's just bad. It's just bad. It's simple as
It
that.
it is. It's a bad movie. So for those out there that are now watching us right now, or will watch us eventually, or listening to us,
Well,
be your own judge. Like listen
right.
to us, but again, maybe what we don't like, you enjoy. Everybody's entitled to their
I mean,
opinion.
it's not a bad view, I would say. Like I was entertained for majority of the stuff. Like I liked
I
it.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I just watched it a second time to see if I can like get something better out of it, and I got a couple of things, but not enough to justify like, yeah, this is a movie that I would endlessly watch or buy to have in my collection.
Oh no, 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 no. This is definitely one and done, and most of the people probably weren't even get through the first part.
Yeah.
But hey, that's what we take chances. We watch movies that we don't like. I mean, we did not know what's gonna happen. Like the same way we picked up Mortal Kombat. So far, it's 2 for 2, right? It's both of them are garbage. I don't know. Maybe we should stop. We should stop picking the new movies and just go to like,
Yeah, we should
you
probably
know,
just go back to like the movies that actually worked.
yeah. Well, I mean, not
But
one.
we every now and then we probably have to just chime in on a movie that it's like out there and popular, for the audience.
Right. Because I mean, at the moment, there's nothing else to watch. Like this is the movie of the week. This is the movie which came out on
Yeah.
HBO Max. It came out in movie theaters, and I mean, a lot of people went to see it either on HBO Max, or
Yeah.
they went to see it in movie theaters. So it's gonna be a hot to discuss topic. But I think like the average of 5-star rating is where this movie belongs. I would probably say like, yeah, 5. That would be my review for this. Not good, not good at
It's
all.
not. I'm not gonna even bother rating it. It's just bad. So, all right.
Um,
Any final words for our lovely audience who is tuning in?
I am just want to be thankful. I want to say thank you to our producer who is doing all of this from from the his perspective. It's like, hey, bro, thank you. Like, it's not. There's a few people who are involved in this podcast, and some of them are stay behind scenes, and we need to give them props for letting us do our thing. And I mean, I just talk. Like that's my only job description for this podcast is like I just talk. I do my research and I talk, and you guys do the rest of it. So I appreciate that. Obviously, our viewers, I I looked at our average; it's like 50 plus views. I mean, I love you guys. Like, if I mean, that's just it. Like, if you're giving us a chance and you constantly keep coming back, that means a lot. Like that means a lot. We're gonna be taking a little break from our podcast, so we're gonna go on a summer break. I have World of Warcraft to play. The Burning Crusade was supposed to come out today. We're still waiting for that release. I'm gonna get my fix. But yeah, we're gonna do better. We're gonna do more. We're gonna, I guess, evolve as we are evolving. I feel we have more comfort talking to each other, looking at the camera. I feel we have a little bit more structure than we used to. But it's been a wild ride. Thank you, Ruben, for being the leader of this group. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mal. Thanks everybody who watching. Stevie. I mean, I'm not gonna mention everybody's
Yeah.
name because everybody, you know who you are. We love you, and thank you for giving us a shot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Like the Russian said, we will be taking a little summer break. We should be back by August or early September with season 2 of MovieByte podcast. Stay tuned to our channel. I will be launching a couple of little 10-15 minute videos just to keep us active, keep interacting with you guys, build our audience. Follow us in all of our social media platforms at MovieByte podcast. We just opened a Twitch account for those who like to stream or have Twitch. MovieByte podcast. Look at us, hit follow. We highly appreciate it. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you for all the support, all the criticism we'll take into consideration whenever we start the next season. And we would have, I mean, this is for you guys. Like, thank you. Like, I got nothing else to say, but thank you so much. Yep. So until then, we'll see you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you later on this summer. And just stay tuned. We got plenty of more to do, and
yeah, we're only 20 movies in.
We got a lot more to do. All right. So thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, this is MovieByte podcast, and we're out.